Hello and welcome to the Psychic Side. I'm your host, John Cappello, and I'm delighted to be here today on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Enlightening TV, and Moonstruck TV. Yep, we're still the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. So that's something that you should be aware of if you're not already. And there's lots of ways to get in contact with us. And if you heard our promo, you probably uh, got a lot of information there. You can contact me at john@johncapello.com. So what we do here on the psychic side is we talk about things that are metaphysical, and I've been introducing some people that I work with throughout Texas and through the travels that I have that I make throughout this region of the southern part of the United States. And today I'm delighted to have a gentleman with us who's well known in the Houston area, also in the Austin area, I would think. And his name is Shannon Ogg, and I think you can see him there, or at least I hope you can. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce Shannon to you. I've known Shannon for several years, and it's always been a delight to know him and hear what he has to say. And today we're going to get a little bit more in depth into what he does and how he got started in all this. So Shannon, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Well, good. Thank you so much for joining me today on our program. I want to just introduce you and then let you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started. I know you've had a long career, and so just tell us how you got started, how you came to realize your metaphysical, psychic, and healing gifts. And I'll just turn it over to you for a few minutes.
Well, I think, John, I think all of my life I've had abilities. You know, as a child, I guess I've seen things and done things. And as, you know, getting up in a teenager and everything, it kind of just shut itself off. And then I went into the military, went to the Gulf War and came back. And I had a very horrific car accident. And I went to the other side and visited with God for a little while. And when I came back, everything was turned on. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about like get the culture shock, it was like, boom, I see people, I taste, wow. I smell, everything was on. And so it was like a big
awakening. Yeah.
A big awakening.
Yeah. That's amazing.
No choice at that point. It was like, and I was so upset at the paramedic for bringing me back. I actually made him cry because it was so beautiful over there. I didn't want to come back. I was so happy about being there. And as the years, this was in 1995. So as the years have went on, I even more refined and the knowledge and everything that comes through and how it works, and I become more. It's my life now. It's just like you. It's your life now. We don't know no different now.
Yeah. So do you would you consider yourself a clairvoyant, or I know you consider yourself a healer, but where do your gifts lie, or do they lie in all the psychic senses, or you just do mediumship, or how would you describe your gifts?
I like when I do a reading or I'm working with somebody, I feel, see, hear, taste, smell. Like if somebody smoke, I can smell it. I can, if they drink, I can taste it. A lot of the experiences that I have during this session, even their personalities, everything that occurs with me. So it's kind of a fun experience. It's but most people would call me a medium, but it's more than that to me, you know, in my experience of it. So
So but you do healing too. What modality do you normally use for your healing? You have your own, or do you use Reiki, or what?
Well, I started with Reiki. Reiki is like the foundation that I started with because I didn't know anything about anything at the time. And that's where I started. And now I kind of do my own, because when you come and see me to do a healing, I'm actually listening to your people, your guides, and they help me through the session, whether I'm doing shamanic work, whether I'm doing some starseed work, working with somebody in a bigger picture
Mhm.
than
So, so
just
when someone gets a reading for you, you kind of tailor it to their needs. Is that
yeah,
what you're saying? Or so you might use shamanic work and with one person, but use another modality with another.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes they just give me the information or they show me, like they may open their records and let me see it in that place. So I start healing it from many layers of their experience, not just their physical body, because we can heal something in the physical body, but it can come back when we don't energetically clear it all the way out, and vice versa. If we're clearing it energetically and we don't take care of the body, we can go back into that same place again. So
So what you're saying is it's kind of a two-way street then, when you do healing, you
yes,
can facilitate the energy, but it takes the person who's receiving to kind of follow through, so to speak. Does that make sense?
yes, they have to be and take their own responsibility. I mean, in any type of healer, even you, when you get information for somebody and you say, hey, I would suggest you go get checked out at the doctor, and they don't follow up and they have a heart attack or something, then they say, well, why didn't no, that's their responsibility. When we give them information, it's their responsibility to make the doctor's appointment. And it's the same way we're doing healing. It's like we can start the healing process and get everything blocked and cleared and bring back what needs to be and change the energy. But the person also has to have responsibility for their healing
Mhm.
experience.
I know a lot of people come to me for that reason. They want to either validate whether or not they have illness or something, and some people don't want to accept that they're an illness. But I tell them I can only give them what I feel or what comes to me, and it's their job to follow up on it. So
Right.
it's good to, I think, get a metaphysical validation of a situation, but it's always good to use a combination of what we do and what you do, and the medical field, the Western
Yes.
work as well.
Yeah, I have several doctors that will refer their patients to me, especially if they can't find something wrong with them. Neurologists and different people and they'll send them, and then I start doing my work, and we start seeing what's going on, and then I'll even refer back to the doctor and say, hey, this is what I saw, this is what and then they can take it from there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So, what's the name of your organization? Is it
uh,
Mystic House? Is that it, or what?
the Mystics
Uh,
Corner.
Mystic Corner. And what do you do at Mystic's Corner?
We do many different things. Let's see. Um, we do the healings, the readings. We teach a lot of classes. One of my greatest passion is to help people be in their most authentic self and to find and clear those parts of us that keep us from that, so that you can play full out, that you can be in your most powerful space. So we teach classes around that. So anywhere from, like, I do a mentorship class because I have a lot of people that want to mentor with me, and I can't, you can't have 15 people in with one client. So on one weekend a month, I set aside for that, and anybody can join at any time. Like this past month, we just did on intuition and teaching how to really connect and get good evidence, good
Hmm.
information, and really watch the people when they get it. They like, whoa, they got it. That
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, yeah. So you teach psychic development and
We
you
develop-
teach mediumship, or do you have a class schedule that you produce, or?
Yes, and they can go, you can go on our website. That's every month. My business partner, Jessica, she puts up everything. She's the one on the other side of the camera that you can't see. She doesn't like to be on cameras.
It's nice to have
And
someone like
I'll,
that.
I'll do all the back stuff and you do the stuff in front. You do all the talking. But yeah, if you can go on our website, she always has it updated. We're updating constantly. And so there's a lot of information, and we're going to be coming out with a lot of new things. I'm also trained in doing firewalking and team building and stuff like that. But since we live here in Texas, we can't even do a barbecue
No,
outside.
that's true. We have these burn bans out right now. Yeah.
Can't do any
So
of
Shannon,
that.
do you have any books or meditations that you've produced right
No,
now?
no, we haven't. We do some YouTube videos and stuff. Actually, some of that is in the works, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
That you
Okay, Jessica. Jessica, get on to her. She's got to help you with that. But I know you appear at a lot of different events in the Houston area. You also go into Austin. Now, you were in Austin for a long time, is that right?
Yes, yes. I think for about 6 years I lived in Austin
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
did a bit of work there. We're going to start traveling again in October. I think we're going to start in San Antonio and then go to Austin, Dallas, and then back to use.
Okay.
I guess I had to slow down a little bit because I did have some heart issues, and that got corrected. And now I'm ready to get back out there again and start, I guess, building my schedule up a little more than what it is.
Well, it's known that healers often can have heart issues
Yeah,
because they're givers and they send all this healing energy out, and sometimes you aren't able to bring that back in, and you get open to negativity. And I see that with my chakra photos that I do,
yes,
and I see people. I go, oh, you must be a healer, and a lot of people do it just naturally without hanging their shingle, so to speak. But when someone like you is out there, you do it on a regular basis, and it's important to protect yourself. And sounds
oh,
like you made an effort to do that with by getting your heart issue taken care of. So I'm
oh,
so
yeah.
glad that you did that. What else would you like people to know about you? I know that you are a mentor to several people because you have quite a following in the Houston area, and people just flock to you when you're
Yeah,
over there.
yeah, that's kind of it kind of, I don't know, John. Sometimes it's like, oh, for real? Why I didn't I you know what, I get so humbled. I'm very
Yeah.
person. I am a very humble person because I love everybody and I love everybody in the metaphysical world. And yeah, when I do the shows and things, it's like, the list fills up. It's just like yours, the list fills up. And then it's like, okay, I'm very humbled by this. It's like, okay, God,
Uh-huh.
what do you got in store here?
Mm-hmm,
uh,
mm-hmm.
for us, what it would, you know, yeah, we're going to start really getting out there more. You're going to start seeing some more video work, actually. And actually, we've been talking about doing a book about my life and my journey and how I, got this seeing through my eyes. Because sometimes, and you can say, John, sometimes our world becomes a little bit different. Okay, a lot different than most people because we have to walk on faith sometimes, and we walk and spirit says, okay, this is where you're going, this is what you're doing, or they'll just close the door on you and you're going, okay, well, what are we doing next?
That's why I call the show The Psychic Side, because there's so many things that happen to psychics, and our perception of the world can be so different than the practical people, the
Yeah,
skeptics. And I find it interesting that my perceptions of things are so different than other people, and then I have to stop and think, oh well, they're looking at it from a solely practical point of view, and I'm looking at it from a larger or a bigger perception, and it sometimes gets me in trouble, because people think I'm aloof.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't mean to be aloof. I just
I can relate to that too. It's like,
so
no.
so that's why I like to bring people that kind of share that same reality onto the program, because our reality is very valid. And I think that if you get too practical in life and don't try to open up or be aware of other perspectives, that you get kind of stuck.
Yes.
And people don't are not able to expand their world or understand other people if they just look at it from just one ideology or just one point of view. It's kind of like being able to walk in other people's shoes and gain some perception of them. So it's an interesting lifestyle. And how long did you say you've been doing this, since 1995?
Yeah, that's when I got turned on. So I've been doing this for quite some time now.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
some time. Um,
So
and so like you were saying about people living in a certain way, that's why I love to teach. I love teaching because
mhm,
I love to teach people, and maybe they're touching a crystal and they feel the crystal for the first time. They open up and feel it, and they go, whoa, whoa. They have this aha moment that this crystal that's in their hand is actually alive and moving and vibrating, and it's
yeah.
and then then we turn them off and there's like it's not don't have anything on it. There's no energy there, and they're going, whoa.
Well, so many times people will tell me, "Oh, I don't feel anything," but for me, it's just that they're not paying attention.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
because rose quartz has a different energy than amethyst,
Yes.
and fluorite has an energy that's different. And from my perspective, we're attracted to crystals. You brought up crystals. We're attracted to the crystals because they present an energy that we need. You
Yes.
know,
And crystals,
and
if you look at crystals, is used in just about everything. Your cell phone,
yeah.
computers, everything. It's a way to transmit uh,
Hmm.
of information through. And that's why in the actual human anatomy, in the hierarchy or where we're going, that's why we're going back to the crystalline body. You'll see even more of that as we're moving into these higher energies that we go. They're going to start seeing a little more of the crystalline energies in our physical bodies. Um,
Hmm.
and that's what my peeps, I know that's kind of like, but the woo woo stuff, but that's what my
Yeah.
people tell me and show me. And they said that's the evolution of back where we're coming back from, because it is a way that the human body um, begins to communicate or vibrate or have the frequency that comes through. And you'll see that more and more as we go through this journey, our experience here on this earth walk that we're doing.
Mhm.
um,
Well, we are made of elements from the earth, water
yes,
and silica and those sorts of things.
we
So
have one of the
we just
pure.
are complex organization of it. That's what we are. So Shannon, what do you have a favorite crystal?
My favorite is actually a quartz crystal, but I have a crystal skull that came to me, and that is one of my favorite crystal skulls. I call her Skywalker. And I was in Arkansas going to dig some crystals, and I was in a rock shop, and I kept hearing this voice, "Hey, hey!" And I
People think
picked
we're
it.
crazy with that when we
Yeah,
hear. crystals speaking to us, but a lot of times, like with crystal balls, they say that there's a spirit that each one of them has around it, and they communicate with us, and they tell us their name, and it's said that the custodian of the crystal finds them. And have you heard that before?
Oh, yes. And so I'll give a short story. She kept on, and I picked her up, and it had $1,600 on the skull. And I'm like, oh, you're not coming home with me. So for 3 nights after that, I kept having dreams go back and offer a certain amount. And finally, my friend that was with me said, okay, we'll go. And he said, if they take that, I'll pay for it. Well, she came out of the store with me for that price because I told him, yes, I told him the price, and the guy called. It was on consignment. I called the guy that owned Skywalker, and said, hey, that's exactly what I need to fix my air conditioner.
So he took it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well,
my friend,
for him, and his time for being the custodian was over.
Yeah.
And it's your time to now take that crystal and work with the crystal, and both of you grow from it. But there will be another custodian of that crystal after you're gone, you know?
Yeah. Now she's been with 5 of the 13 skulls. She's been to when the eagle and a condor dance together here on the Hopi land. She's been to several high ceremonies over the years. So I have a very partial, I guess, to quartz crystal.
Quartz crystal. And now, is that crystal, was it carved? Is it a carved crystal? Was it from Brazil or from China, or do you know?
One of my friends who does the crystal, she said it's from Brazil, but it's a little bit older. The artist that did it is no longer alive. So, so
that's amazing. Yeah. Now you mentioned, was that a Native American tribe you mentioned, or do you ever work with Native American energy?
Oh yes. I'm been Peruvian shaman trained and Native American trained. But I went to the gathering of the elders and the eagle and the condor, and that's one of the predictions or the prophecies when the eagle and condor dance together. You know, the prophecies come, and up onto the Hopi Nation they danced it. So I got to her in the circle. So yeah, beautiful experience.
Quite interesting. Yeah.
I have a lot of those kind of interesting things. It's like I got to study and for a whole month in Hawaii, doing swimming with the dolphins and the reactions of the human body energy field on the body using the GDV, or gas discharge visualization, or curling photography, whichever way you want to put it.
Oh yes, I do that.
The effects on the human body from swimming with the dolphins, their echoes and everything, their sonar, are their and how it is. And so we did 21 days, but there were 30 days. I got to study with Emoto with water, and using the GDV, how it affects, how it moves. Actually, not to say much, but some of the pictures that you see of the water droplets, those are mine that you see in the books and stuff. Those are actually my photography that was taken. My research is done.
So you do photography as well.
They take screenshots of them, you know, of the photo of the water and the water droplets. And so they were having me do some samples of it at an event in Taos. And they actually took those photos. And I was like, okay, whatever. the screenshots of it.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, that's great. We only have a couple more minutes left. Do you have anything coming up that you'd like to tell the audience that you would like for them to participate in, or you just want to give them your email address so that
well,
they can contact you, or what would, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with anyone?
absolute. They can go to our website, which is themysticscorner.com. We have everything posted up there. Some of the events that we do have coming up is we're going to have a spirit walk on the 22nd, which will be for the equinox that's coming up, which is a Native American healing group healing. So it's going to be at Indigo Moon here in Houston, Texas. It's by donation. It starts at 7.
Okay, great. That's good. That's good.
Last thoughts. Always live in your most authentic self and be who you are, and don't stray away from it. Let the universe guide you, and it will always be an amazing journey.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We only have a little bit of time left, but I'd like to thank our audience for joining us today. And of course, I always like to thank our sponsor, Miracles of Joy in Louisville, Texas. That's a place for you to go, Shannon, if you want. They have an online store, and use their promo code PS0223 to get a big discount. So next week we're going to resume our ordinary programming. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some archangels, giving you information that you may not know, and then I'll be bringing on some other guests here soon as well. But for me, I'm going to be taking a break for this holiday weekend, and then we are back off to East Texas and then Fort Worth for those psychic fairs, and we'll keep you informed. But that's about it for us today. So be sure to join us here every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network. Check us out on Moonstruck TV too. It's a lot of fun to watch the program, the video of the program. And be sure to like my Facebook page. It's just John Cappello Psychic. So once again, thank you all very much for being with us today. I'm John Cappello, your host, and this is The Psychic Side. So take care. Bye-bye, everyone.